Now, last night, the world premiere of the highly anticipated James Bond film No Time to Die was held at the Royal Albert Hall in London. And in just a moment, we'll be chatting to film critic James King to get his verdict on the film and, of course, all the backstage gossip from the night.
But with just one more day to go until its cinema release, and multiple cinemas across the country will be screening No Time to Die at 12:01 a.m. Let's take a look at what we can expect from Daniel Craig's last outing as 007. Oh. Shut up, that DB5 again.
Not again.
It looks amazing. James King, who saw the film last night, is here now. Good morning.
Good
Thank
morning.
you for coming in. Tough all night. Amazing to watch the film. Tougher getting home.
Yes, I don't think even James Bond could have found a cab last night after the Royal Albert Hall. But it was an amazing night. The atmosphere was incredible. Finally, it's happened.
Yeah.
The premiere of No Time to Die. It's out, like you said, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig looking pretty in pink there on the red carpet. Not many men could pull that off, but he absolutely does. And it's his final outing as James Bond. So it's a big deal for him. It was an emotional night for him.
It was kind of a goodbye, but also there must have been sort of tinged with that sort of grateful that finally this movie is out there. It's been a long-awaited goodbye, hasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. He was definitely very grateful. In fact, he told us how grateful he was and what he's going to miss about the movies as well.
Who else on the red carpet?
Well, one or two royals. Phillip, one or two. There
How
was
incredible
Charles, there was
did
Camilla,
Kate Middleton look last night? I
William,
couldn't keep my eyes on that gold dress. I mean, she looked like the ultimate Bond girl walking out there.
Really did. She completely stole the show. Actually, I was looking at pictures of Princess Diana from the 1985 premiere of A View to a Kill. The dress isn't that dissimilar, actually.
Really?
I think there are little echoes there. But yeah, I mean, she looked fantastic. So that, again, gave the night some real weight, didn't it? This was an important night for the film industry.
Yeah. A lot of people talking about the music, of course.
Yes, Billie Eilish was there, who's done the theme tune. Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas as well.
Yeah.
They were there. Just an incredible atmosphere. You know, when I was in the room, Royal Albert Hall, it's hardly a room, is it? But, you know, in there they were playing the Bond music, the atmosphere, the excitement was really palpable. Whenever James Bond said, Bond, James Bond, everyone cheered. When he ordered a vodka martini, everyone cheered. So it was a great atmosphere, great
It's like
night.
James Bond bingo. You're kind of ticking off all those moments you want.
Exactly.
So, I mean, huge anticipation. Once you're in there, the movie starts. Did it live up to expectations?
It did, because it's huge. It is a huge film in terms of running time. We've got like 2 hours, 40 minutes of it.
Is it the longest?
It feels like the longest, yeah, I think it is. But actually, that's not to say it felt too long.
Yeah.
But there's a lot going on. There's a lot of plot, a lot of escapism, some great locations. So you're really getting a lot of bang for your buck in this.
So it picks off where Spectre left off.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen Spectre or you haven't seen it for a while, probably worth having a little revisit, because it does pick up straight afterwards. So Madeline Swan, who is James Bond's new love, is back, played by Lea Seydoux. So it's definitely giving Bond fans are sort of greatest hits of the Bond world. If you want the gadgets, the car chases, the love scenes, the action, the stunts are amazing. What that guy can do with a motorbike is nobody's business. So it has all the things you want from a Bond film, but there are twists, there are surprises, and that's the key thing, I think, with this movie.
Well, our editor was there last night and came in this morning and absolutely refused to tell us a single thing about the film, but did say there were two big spoilers.
There are. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, don't say anything other than that. I mean, that was
It's familiar in many ways.
Yeah.
If you're a Bond fan, you're going to get everything you want. But there are some big changes.
What about Rami Malek as the
familiar.
villain? Because every Bond film needs a good villain.
Yeah, but he's good. He's eerie. The film is quite eerie, actually, all the way through. What I would say is I think the film is almost as interested in James Bond's personal story in this and his emotional story as it is the villain. So Rami Malek, of course, is good because he's a great actor. Do I think he's up there with, like, Javier Bardem in Skyfall? No, I don't think he's a classic Bond villain, but he's certainly an eerie Bond villain.
So you talk about it being about Bond's life, which a lot of Skyfall was about.
Yes.
The latter end of Skyfall was about his life, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that's definitely what Daniel Craig has brought to the role. When we watch Pierce Brosnan movies or Roger Moore movies, you don't really have that. But Daniel Craig said, I will do this role. I want to play James Bond, but I want to make him feel human. I want to know more about him as a person. We certainly do in this movie.
And we see our first female agent. There seems to
00
be
agent.
Yes.
Yes, this is Lashana Lynch. She plays Naomi. Actually, I think this is the best Bond movie for Bond female characters, actually. They're all really cool and really strong. But Lashana Lynch plays a new 00 agent, Nomi, and she talked to us a bit about the role as well.
And that, I mean, that was about time, wasn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, even James Bond needed to keep up with the times and kind of represent that on screen.
Absolutely. Occasionally, Bond just needs to reboot itself and modify itself, and we've definitely been seeing that over the last few films.
Is it the most socially aware Bond film ever? I mean, there's been some controversy over Rami Malek's villain character being scarred, because that is a very... It's a historical Bond thing. You put your villain is scarred, whereas people are saying, you know, there's not necessarily... You shouldn't portray someone with scars on their face as necessarily evil.
Right.
So there's a bit of controversy there. But the rest of it, socially aware?
Yeah, it feels it. It feels socially aware, it feels modern, it feels like it's dealing with real modern issues at the same time as nodding back to the heritage of Bond. That's a difficult balance to achieve, to keep the Bond fans happy who want to see nods back to the old stuff, but also feel relevant. But it manages to get that balance right.
Is it an impossible... Bearing in mind now you've seen it, and we've talked about there being some fairly big spoilers, is it possible for me to ask you what comes next? Where do we go next with Bond?
Well, when the film ended, that was the first question on my mind, is how do you follow this? Daniel Craig it feels so natural for him to be James Bond. So whoever takes over, they have got some seriously big shoes to fill.
Has he messed it up for everybody else?
In the best possible way. Perhaps he has.
So who? I mean, that's it now, isn't it? It's like, when are we going to see the movie? When are we going to see them? Now it's who's going to be in the next movie.
And I'm sure Daniel Craig was getting sick of people asking him that question on the red carpet last night. Who? Well, I mean, a lot of people are saying Tom Hardy. He's sort of the bookie's favourite.
He'd be amazing.
Amazing, because he's brilliant. Perhaps a little too obvious now. Perhaps he's too well known now. Last week on the show, I talked about Regé Jean Page from Bridgerton, who I think is a really good, good choice. But actually, you know, I was thinking this morning, maybe James Norton would be quite a good choice as well. You know, James Norton from Grantchester and Happy Valley. And he's a real chameleon. He's someone who can really change his look for different roles. So
you haven't heard any rumblings?
No rumblings at all, Holly, I'm afraid.
Someone's going to get a very exciting call, aren't they?
I know.
Yeah, I think there'll be lots of people in the mix. They'll be having lots of meetings. It won't be something announced quickly, because it will take a long time to find the right person.